Last year for you, individually speaking, rough start. You seemed to kind of find your groove later in the year. How important was it that they stuck with you, gave you opportunities, made the position change, and how did that all work out for you?
I feel like that was the right thing to do. On a coaching standpoint, as far as to help the team, excel. It's a big thing for me. Just keeping my mental on, keeping me straight, grounded. Making that position change. I feel it was the best position change for me to, go ahead and attack in the first place. So, I was all with it. I was 10 toes with it. I found my groove, and I'm excited for the new opportunity coming out this fall.
Coach Norvell always talks about tough conversations after seasons end. After a 2-10 season, what was that conversation with you like? What do you recall from it?
You talking about like just individually?
Like the exit interview you had with Coach at the end of last season.
I wouldn't say it was tough. He just, he had me in the right headspace. Just like I said, moving forward, being a leader on the team, you just want to make sure I was okay. Just keep pushing the guys forward, to make sure we're in the right headspace and, we're attacking the days properly and just going about our business, on the right track. So it wasn't no tough conversation, even though we did, have an unfortunate season last year, but everything was smooth and, we were ready to, take on a new opportunity.
What is your role, your task in a Tony White defense individually, your position?
Just being the best version of myself for the team. It just allows to put us in a right position. As far as defense, just being a team player, and just attacking the offense from different directions, whether that's on the post, blitzing off the edge, playing in that intermediate level, just doing what I can do, to help the team excel.
Does it allow you to be physical?
Definitely allows me to showcase my physicality.
I presume you enjoy that since that's certainly a strong point of your game these days.
Most definitely. Yeah.
What has it been like getting to know Tony and Coach Cooper and others that are new to that defensive group, and just getting a feel for what they do ask of you guys on that side of the ball now? Because obviously it's dramatically different from what you were doing a season ago.
It's definitely a fun opportunity. Just taking on those different challenges. With those different coaches, new coaches we have rolling in. We're just excited for the opportunity. They bring a lot of juice to the defense. And the team as well. They get guys rolling early. And I like how they're attacking our points and just excelling our game as far as the secondary and defensive wise.
When you guys hit the field next Wednesday for your first practice, what is it that you hope the team comes out trying to accomplish from the get-go?
Say it again?
What is it that you want to see the team kind of come out and attack and try to accomplish day one of preseason practice?
Just getting better, getting 1% better every day, just bringing that energy, you know what I'm saying? We definitely going to bring that energy this year. And I want to see that from day one, I'm going to challenge my guys, bring that intensity and that mental toughness, every day to practice so we can get better every day. So that's the main point.
Does game one mean anything extra to you because of your prior ties to that program?
No, I don't find there's anything extra, but it's definitely gonna be fun, for the guys. And I'm excited for the new challenge, opportunity.
Having an opponent of that magnitude to open up the season at home, does that do anything for preseason camp? Does that change the approach to preseason camp? Even if not meant to, does it still happen because, well, it's Alabama?
Now we look at it as any other game, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a game is just practice with spectators, surroundings. So we gonna approach it the same as any other week. We just gonna have to do what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna play football. Ain't nothing to it.
As far as defensive personnel, any guys from the spring or even off-season workouts that have really jumped out at you as taking a next step on the defensive side of the ball?
It's been a few guys. I'm not gonna call anybody out because I feel like we're all gonna be up there, as a collective. But it's definitely a few guys that stick out to me. You know what I'm saying? You keep pushing those guys to excel.
Yeah, just coming from kind of a legendary, football background, like what does your dad kind of instilled in you to kind of give you the mindset to play DB?
To just stay grounded, always have like the next play mentality. That's what I was grounded on. So just attacking that next play and don't dwell on the past. Whatever happened, earlier in the game, don't let that affect you. Your next play, because the next play can possibly dictate the game. So I'm saying, just having that next play mentality, that's something he really harped on. That's something I'm taking in my game.
With he mentioned the transition to Tony White and new safeties coach, Coach Cooper. Has that adjustment? What's that adjustment been like from just a learning what their style is, having a new system, all those things?
Like I said, when new guys came in, new coaches came in, we just took it as another opportunity to get better, learn the defense. You know what I'm saying? They came in the spring. You know, we were upstairs with those guys probably every day. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, learning the defense, you know, just building those relationships. So it was smooth sailing when those guys came in, and, you know, we all gelled together, and it was a great thing, yeah.
What's grabbed your attention about the way Tony White coaches defense?
His attitude, you know what I'm saying? I love the way, you know, he brings his attitude, you know, in a good way, you know what I'm saying? He's an aggressive dude, he's a tenacious dude, you know, he wants to get out the opposing offense. He brings that, you know, from the start of the meeting to the end of the meeting, to the start of practice, to the end of practice. So, you know, I feel like that's something that's outspoken about him, and, you know, I feel like that's going to bring a lot of energy to the defense and the team as well.
How would you describe his defense? Maybe, like, is there a single word that comes to mind that describes what Tony White defense is trying to accomplish?
Just physical and effort. We're going to play with effort. We're going to play with the physicality. And then we're going to show that. I can't wait to put that on display for y'all guys this fall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Forcing turnovers obviously was an issue a season ago for this football team. Right. How has he come in, tried to address that? How have you guys as players, especially returning players like yourself, tried to address that internally?
I'm just attacking that. That point you just said, you know, creating turnovers. You know, that's one of our focal points. You know, I try to enforce, you know, on our guys on the defensive side, you know, every day for practice. You know, just getting that ball out, taking shots on the ball. Because, you know, when that happens, you know, we give the ball back to you see what we got on offense. You know, we get the ball back to those guys. You know, we know what they're capable of, and, you know, the game can, you know what I'm saying, excel that way. Yeah.
How are you attacking this season? Are you like humbled to be healthy and ready to play football again? Or are you coming out?
I'm ready for the opportunity. You know, face different challenges with my guys. You know, I'm approaching it like any other offseason, you know what I'm saying? Just staying ground, staying humble, and just doing what I have to do, you know, to help the team win.
Coach White said that you were him 2 different times. I mean, it feels like he believes in you. What does that do for you when you know the guy believes in you?
It definitely boosts my confidence. And with that being said, you know, I'm just staying grounded, you know, trying to bring my other guys up around me as well. I'm not too focused on myself. You know, because I'm not the only one out there playing, so I'm definitely trying to bring the other guys up around me, you know, with that being said. So, yeah, it definitely boosts my confidence, yeah.
Who in the safety room or the defensive back group have you tried to work the most with in the sense of, hey, man, it's time for you to take a step, you're ready for it, go do it?
To be honest with you, I'm like that with everybody. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that with all my guys because, you know, at any given moment in the game, anybody can go in, so I treat everybody the same way.
How's Jeremiah done at kind of getting himself into that room and getting comfortable with you guys, and you guys getting comfortable with him since his late arrival?
He's definitely taking a few steps, major steps, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if you guys interview him, but he's a real energetic dude, you know what I'm saying? He's going to bring a lot of juice and fire to the defense as well. But he's definitely taking some great steps, you know. I'm excited to play with him. Yeah.